Consider this your trigger warning. The following program is strictly satire and is not meant to be taken seriously. So don't get all butthurt, you liberal snowflakes, just because we skewer your sacred cows and expose all your lies and hypocrisy. Truth hurts, and so does satire. So grab a drink, pull up a chair, and enjoy the show.
Grab a drink and pull up a chair. It is time for the Prepared Mind channel on this whacked out, wacky Wednesday of wackiness. And I've got a cup of, cafefe.com right here because I could use a little pick-me-up at the end of the day. We are getting trounced with information coming out of Washington, D.C. Thank you, Mr. Uman, for putting up the Cafefe company, folks. You get 10% off because of the Prepared Mind channel. It's delicious coffee. They're patriots. Use Prepared10 to get your 10% off in the code, the coupon code. Some people say coupon. It's C-O-U-P-O-N, coupon. But a lot of people say coupon, like Q-tip. This is Q-tip. Coupon gets you good coffee. Anyways, welcome back to the show. It is Wednesday afternoon. It's hump day. And Trump has gotten them on the hump. It's crazy business, folks. Get your questions down below because it's going to be your turn after 30 minutes. And I'm going to start off with this. You and I, we've got problems. Oh, I reposted today taxes. I think Uman sent me a thing showing all the taxes we pay, like from the time you're born to the time you're dead, and you still pay taxes after you die. And I thought, those are real problems, tax problems. But this idiot named Jenna Arnold went on TV, and she's actually supposed to be a strategist for the Democrats. But she really just laid out what idiot, elitist attitudes they have on these illegals. These illegals, by the way, oh, and I must share this with you. I want to give you a look at some illegals. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There they are. Their take on illegals is, if you get rid of the illegals, here's what Jenna Arnold, the Democrat strategist, says, quote, I can't wait until American women can't get blueberries for their smoothies. As if that's a real punishment that we can't get over. Oh my God, the illegals have come to America to pick blueberries? Really? That's what they're doing here? That's how fucking stupid they are. That's not a problem. That's a fucking condiment. That's a flavoring. That's how out of touch the Democrats are. And by the way, this picture right here, this is a picture of real illegals being rounded up down in Texas. And our good friend, that's right, our good friend of the show, Chin Music, taken with his own phone from his own car as he drove by, laughing at these people because they're arrested. They're going to be deported, folks. DEP-orted. Share the internet address, repost, like, thumbs up, heart, share, quote, send it out to friends, family, coworkers, folks. These are the messages that are going to matter. These are all the messages that are going to matter. Don't worry about the blueberries, folks. Those are picked by legal immigrants who are taxpayers who are here working with green cards. Now, a lot of these illegals are going to say, hey, man, no hable inglés. I don't know what you're saying to me, right? You can't get rid of me. I don't know where I'm from. Well, guess what? We've got a fix for that, too. Well, for all the liberal women who want blueberry, they can have artificial blueberry flavoring. They can have some chemical blueberries. And if I want blueberries, I'll go pick them myself. But RFK, we'll talk about him in a bit. He wants to get rid of all of these poisonous chemical toxins they're putting in our food, like artificial flavors. How about just real food for once? Fuck. Anyways, I thought from the very beginning, what if they arrest one of these illegals? can't speak English, won't speak English, won't say what his name is, won't say where she is from, won't say what country, nothing. Trump is set to sign, if he hasn't already, an executive order. Now remember, Trump is the commander-in-chief. He is in charge of the military. He is like the number one police guy in the whole country. He's the numero uno sheriffo constabulary. In other words, he's law enforcement. And one of the actual legitimate functions of the federal government, as stated in the U.S. Constitution, one of the actual things they're supposed to do is protect the country from invasion. Just because we're being invaded by people who aren't wearing uniforms doesn't mean they're not invaders. In any event, they don't want to say where they're from. Trump is opening up Guantanamo Bay, folks, to hold 30,000 illegal aliens. That's an awful lot of illegals that want to play games. Hey, you want to play games? Oh, it's great. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Colombia has been receiving shipments of their own people back. And the communist president of Colombia was like, oh, we welcome home all of the great Colombians that have left the country. He's not welcoming them. They're criminals. They're drug addicts. They're homeless. They're worthless. They're untrained, unskilled. And you can have them back. Anyways, yeah, this is big news, folks. Guantanamo Bay, I think they ought to reserve at least, well, look, 29,000 for illegals, 1,000 cells in Guantanamo Bay to hold American politicians guilty of treason. I think that's a fine idea. What do you think, Ooman? Should we keep a couple rooms down there for Hillary, maybe? Oh, I just got a thumbs up. Cafefe.com. Damn, that's good in the afternoon. Anyway, bam! Trump is at it and heads are exploding. Brains are going all over the place. I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, you don't want to say where you're from? Well, we can send you wherever you want, or Guantanamo Bay. You know what I think we ought to do? We ought to just send them to Venezuela, whether they like it or not. It's if you're from the African nations, North Africa, just send them to Morocco, Tangier, Algiers, any of those places. Albania. Yeah, I like Albania. Send them to Albania. And if you're Latino or Latina, we'll just send you to Venezuela. They'll fucking talk fast. Anyways, Trump says, and boy, are they screaming and crying, folks. Trump has announced that on February 6th, he's going to fire any federal worker who refuses to show up in person. Once again, look, if I want to get paid, folks, I have to show up and work. Why is this a fucking mystery? Why is this so unbelievably difficult for these people? You have to show up in person to have a job. And folks, you know these government workers are getting huge fucking salaries. You know that they have zero workload. Like all they got to do is sit around at the fucking coffee and drink shitty government coffee. Oh, wait, I bet they have better coffee than I do even. I'm sure it's Colombian coffee. All they got to do is stand up around the fucking water cooler and gossip all day about how they hate Trump and you and me. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to do it. So he's like, I'm going to fire you guys. Great. Fucking great. Fire him. What do you think? Is Trump doing enough? It's a question. It's a legitimate question. Is Trump doing enough? Trump 2.0. He is on fire. I want more, though. I want more. I mean, he's already turned loose Border Patrol, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, Department of Homeland Security, the U.S. Marshals, and he's got a quota out there, folks. Did you know that? A quota that they need to deport, I think it's 1,600 individuals a day. That's not enough. That's not good enough. I mean, at $1,600 a day, 365 days a year. That's $500,000 a year. It's not good enough. We got 20 million of these fuckers here. We need to get rid of it. And by the way, our good friend Orlando, who shows up in the comments, he sent me, and I didn't have time to get it up for the screen, a government pamphlet, handout, notice with a number on it. In fact, let me try to do something cool here. That if you see an illegal, you let them have it. you call this number. Okay, Orlando, you're on it. Report illegal aliens. Right? Report illegal aliens. Let me see if I can. There we go. It's the law. Right there. That's from our good friend Orlando sending it through. One of his workers got it to him. Report illegal aliens 1-888-DHS-2-ICE. Right there. That's the Department of Homeland Security to Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. Now that looks official to me. That looks official to me. Thank you, Orlando. Spread the word, folks. Just pause the video. Screenshot whatever you gots to do. Write down that number and have it ready. You see someone out there not speaking good English, if they give you that shifty-eyed, like they're going to have to run, you know, right? It says, give specific information that you can provide, names, locations, workplace, residence. Get these fucking people out of our country. I love it. Absolutely love it. It is go time, folks. As I said, we either win or we lose. And no one else is going to do the work for us, for me and you. No one. It's our job now. It's our country. We're taking it back. We're done. I mean, look, I had a friend die from the Jim Jones juice. I've had other people get sick, get stupid because it affects the brain. I have not had anyone murdered or raped that I know of, just because they probably don't tell anyone, by these illegals. But I'll tell you what, I don't want anyone to be victimized again. These Democrats in Congress, the Senate, the House of Representatives, they vote against instant deportation for rape. I don't know. What's the question? Why is that even a concern? Well, raise your hand if you're a Democrat and you like rape. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's the Democrats in Congress for us. I mean, get this. Get this. Another Democrat who will not be president, this time, Senator Bob Menendez. Not a state senator, federal senator, Democrat Bob Menendez. Guess why he won't be president ever? Because he accepted bribes. This dumb son of a bitch accepted bribes. He didn't do Joe Biden money laundering, I guess. In fact, I believe this dumb son of a bitch accepted gold. Him and his wife. He's been sentenced to 11 years in prison, folks. And Senator Bob Menendez, Democrat, one of these august, nose in the air, effete, left-wing, East Coast sons of bitches, accepting bribes as a U.S. senator. What a piece of shit. I mean, they're all pieces of shit, folks. Either you're really good or you need to be marched to the end of a pier and handed a heavy stone to go swimming with. 11 years in prison. He'll probably get out on parole in a year for good behavior, making sure everyone has a smile on their face in the shower. You know, typical Democrat. Typical, I mean, they threw him at, folks, look, if he got 11 years for accepting a few gold bars, imagine how much time Biden should be doing, and Biden's brother, and Biden's wife, and Biden's son, and the rest of the Biden family, and the Clintons, and the Obamas. Unbelievable. Yeah. We need more of this, folks. And the only way this is going to happen is if you and I stay on top of it. X, Twitter, X. Find your representative. And any other representative you want. I send messages to all of them. Anytime I'm on X and I see one pop up, bam, I'm typing some shit. Right? Obey your oath. Right? Arrest criminals. Follow the law. Yada, yada. But senators, you got 2 senators in your state. I write all of them. I don't care. Fuck, I'm getting emails from Trump every day, or Trump's campaign team, or whatever the Trump thing is. Woo! I mean, they're on it. Trump is on it. What am I doing right? What am I doing right? What else do I need to do? Get involved. Voting once every 4 years is great. But most voters go away. This is your chance to shine as an American, as a libertarian, one who loves liberty, not a liberal, a libertarian. Right? That's not a political party per se, but it's a political position. I'm about liberty. Yes, I'm a registered Republican. I'm about liberty. And my voice is louder now than it's ever been in my whole life. And I'm not talking about volume because I got a big mouth. I'm talking about these people are listening now. They're listening now. Yell at them, shout at them, give them directions, criticize them. Tell them if they don't do the right thing, we'll throw them out of office. I mean, these liberals, folks, they need to be thrown out of office. RFK Jr. today went to Congress. He went to D.C. He went to Capitol Hill. He went in front of the Senate, the confirmation hearing process. And the fake Indian, the lying Indian person, Elizabeth Warren, well, she kind of went on the warpath for showing up at her powwow. And he went after her, folks, and he, RFK Jr., exposed her for defending big pharmacy. That's right, for big Pfizer, for big Moderna, for big AstraZeneca, for big Johnson & Johnson. And other Democrats went after him as well, folks. But Bernie Sanders, communist Bernie Sanders, Comrade Bernie. Everyone gets free stuff. You get free Medicare, free education, free everything. We'll pay your debts. I'm with the government. I just want your votes. Bernie Sanders screamed, red in his old fucking face, demanding to know if RFK Jr., right, why the organization is selling anti-VAX merchandise. RFK Jr. goes, I'm not part of that organization. How am I responsible for that type of merchandise if, and Sanders went off demanding to know if RFK Jr. supports militant anti-VAXXX, right? I got to be careful. I'll get kicked off the internet. He called it militant anti-V merchandise. Other Democrats also stepped up and they sounded retarded. They asked the dumbest questions. They keep trying this gotcha stuff, right? This Perry Mason moment where they think they're going to catch him in a lie or in something that really makes him look bad. Look, fucking Bernie Sanders is going to vote no matter what. Elizabeth Warren, lying Hontus. The rest, they're not going to fucking vote for him anyway. Uman says, I saw a report she got over $5 million. And Bernie got over $1.5 million from Big Pharma. Is that what we're talking about, Uman? Uman's going, yes, John, you're smarter than you look some days. And yeah. Funny how that works. You know what? If I was a United States Senator, if I were elected United States Senator, the prepared senator, and I got $5 million from Big Pharma, I would take their money and I'd tell them to fuck off, right? Yeah, give me your money. I'm not voting for your shit, but you can give me all the money you want. But these people, I guess they don't just want a little bit. They want to be on the continuous dole. I mean, look, I was what I consider a successful general contractor at one point in my life. $5 million, that's a lot of fucking houses that you have to build. It's a lot of sweat, blood, tears, planning, fighting with building departments, engineers, fucking city planners, the state, the federal government. That's a lot of fighting. But they just sit there in a chair, much like the one I'm sitting in, except theirs are made out of leather, and they polish them with their ass 24/7. All they got to do is go, well, give me a bunch of money, and I'll vote no against RFK Jr. What a fucking sham. What a sham. They don't care about children. Ooh, man, come to play today. Here's your addresses right here to get a hold of your Senate and governors and contact them. Same with Congress. And then rhinowatchco.com. Very important websites, all three of these. Please pause the video, write these down. You can go through the contact list with the senators and the idiot congressman. Oh, I'm not a sexist. You're retarded congresswomen out there as well. Get a hold of them. It's not just the congressmen that are retarded. You can contact them and send a message through. You can do it on X. You can do it through their own website. You can contact them. Now, the ones that you contact through the government website, these here, typically they want to know what state you're in, your address, your name, your phone number, all kinds of shit. They want to know who you are. Well, I fucking let them know. But you may not be able to send a message to some of them if you aren't from their district or if you're not from their state, which is why I prefer X for myself. But definitely check in here. And then rhinowatchco.com. Very important. We now have excellent patriots just like you who are putting time, effort, and their own money into this. Just like man here all the time. I put my time in like you can't fucking believe. We're all here fighting. Please join us on the light side of the force. Join the side of good, right? But you can't just say, I'm rooting for the team and you get out some pom-poms. You got to take action. Right? Become a political activist. We now have the winning team. We've got the bad guys running, hiding under rocks. A lot of them are self-deporting, folks. A lot of them are just fucking leaving. And by the way, Ilhan Omar, congresswoman from Minnesota, she married her brother. That's an incestuous marriage. She got him over here fraudulently. She should be thrown out of Congress and fucking deported for committing fraud, a federal fraud violation. Why isn't she being investigated? Oh, wait, we need Pam Bondi in office. We need an attorney general. Write your senators. Each of us have 2 senators and tell them to get it together and get it done. Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, RFK Jr., he's fighting them right now. He's fighting them, folks. Are you ready to see what comes next? Oh, it's going to get messy. It's going to get messy, and I can't fucking wait. I can't wait. It's going to get even messier. Oh, Bob Menendez going to prison. Isn't that terrible? Oh. And there's a fight over Trump's Office of Management and Budgets, right? Over his federal spending freeze bill. He rescinded a memo, but not his executive order. The memo told everyone what to do, which is stop giving our money away. And it was very fascinating to discover. I said, $3 trillion the U.S. government gives out in grants and loans. Do these loans even get paid back? Where do these loans go? We're finding out they're going overseas. We have a $10 trillion spending budget. The United States of America, our government, spends $10 trillion a year. I remember hearing that it's almost up to $1 trillion we spend on military. Well, they've wasted that. But they're spending $3 trillion on these grants and loans and giveaways. $3 trillion. Almost 30% of the national annual federal budget just leaves. Do you think that's not getting laundered? Fucking unbelievable, folks. Unfucking believable. And by the way, we're going to be visited by massively high inflation. I was surprised today. I bought an 18-pack of eggs for $9. That's $6 a dozen, 50 cents an egg. 50 cents an egg. I was expecting it to be more based on a lot of the reports. My area has, I guess we don't have in Florida. I guess we don't have chicken flu, bird flu, swine flu. I guess we don't have that. For some reason, the flu didn't make it down into Florida. How about that, huh? How about that? Trump is firing people. Back to that. Trump is just saying, get the fuck out, right? In fact, the Inspector General for the United States Department of Agriculture had to be physically removed from the fucking building because she would not comply with losing her job. Oh, yeah. This was a woman, obviously a fucking Democrat. Unbelievable, folks. These people won't leave. They won't take no for an answer. That's why, look, these are just bureaucrats. Lawyers, no doubt. Fucking skeezy, slimy, sleazy, greasy lawyers. But they won't leave. If a bureaucrat won't leave, how hard is it going to be to get the really super secret worms and moles and deep state out of D.C.? It'd be like electing someone else and the wrong candidate shows up in D.C., goes into an office and says, I'm taking this office. I don't care. What a bunch of fucking sleazes. They won't leave. They instantly start suing everybody. They think that they're entitled to a lifetime of free fucking money. I say fire them all. Fire them all. Fire 50%. I love that idea that was thrown out by the Department of Government Efficiency, which, by the way, is an unofficial but sanctioned body that the government now has in place, the Trump government, to make recommendations on where to make cuts. And they're finding our money, folks. That $3 trillion, they found it. Well, at least they found the absence of it. They found an absence of it. Missing. It's missing. Like if you had a missing $3 trillion from your bank account, you'd be like, what the hey? They found it, folks. They found it. By the way, there are reports out that Trump has good cause to tell the Panamanian government that the canal, they made a grave error in how they have treated the agreement that the United States government, America, us, me, you, had with them. You know what? You don't do bad deals. And what I wish and I hope is that the U.S. government learns that they're not supposed to screw us either. Me and you, we're not. Get your questions below, folks, because guess what we're going to do? That's right. That's right. We're going to go to the inner circle. You guys, I want to know what you're thinking. What's on your mind? Oh, we're back. I was just sending out a quick message. Hey, everyone. Mr. Uman, who's up first on the Prepared Mind channel? It is Whacked Out Wednesday, and it's Redneck Roughneck. He's back. He says, them Democrats are downplaying the deportations. When you say downplaying, or you mean downplaying the effectiveness of it? Or just that it's a problem having these illegals and we really shouldn't be getting rid of them? I'm not too sure exactly what you mean by that, because yeah, they are. They're like, this is not, I mean, I've heard all the arguments. That's no big deal, but 1,600 a day, nice, but not enough. Like I said, that's not enough. Now, they are going after the really hardcore gangs in Colorado, New York City, and other places. Once again, let me show you. Chin Music sent this. There's 5 right there. That's good stuff. But, that's just 5. But remember, all federal law enforcement is now authorized to make an arrest on site of anyone that is an illegal. Now, if I can be pulled over for speeding, or, it looked like your seatbelt wasn't on, right? They have probable cause. Why can't you look at someone and go, hey, how you doing there, compadre? Right? Oh. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Redneck Roughneck. Yeah, they can get rid of these people. Show me your driver's license. I have to show ID. I have to show ID to vote, too. Show me your driver's license. Oh, you don't have one? Or you do, but your name is Juan Valdez from Colombia. Arrest, handcuffs, haul them off. Now, Redneck Roughneck says, only mentioning the fathers and children that are collateral catches. Yeah. Well, first of all, we're getting all kinds of, crocodile tears. It's so sad. These children are being taken away in government vans. Well, the government brought them places in government vans, government buses, government helicopters, government airplanes, however they could get them in here. Well, we're going to put them in government vehicles and send them right the fuck back out. But yeah, it's not just the criminals. It's their friends, sisters, mothers, brothers, children. They're all getting arrested. But yeah, they're gonna downplay it. They're going for sad, was it Selena Gomez or Selena, whatever that bitch's name was, right? She's allegedly a super millionaire, if not a billionaire. She's got a bunch of tears out there. My poor people, fuck you. This is America. Americans are supposed to be our people. If you're from another country, good for you. Go there, stay there, leave us alone. Anyways, Uman says, now they'll be able to pick their food again. Right. Oh, my God. What a great point, Uman. Hold that thought, please. Prepared mind moment. Prepared mind epiphany. Prepared epiphany. If they're all here to pick food and blueberries and lettuce and strawberries and all the good, delicious food, right? Whatever. Who's picking the food in their countries? Who's growing the food in their countries? Who's working in the supermarkets in their countries? The same people that were working before, because they already got jobs down there. Once again, we got the illegals into our country. They come from countries where they've got no skills, they've got no education, they've got no value. They're fucking criminals. They're drug dealers. They're not. Yeah, now they can go home and try and get jobs picking food there. And folks, these other countries, they sell us their food. I don't like the food we get from Chile. I used to get apples and nectarines and peaches. Flavorless. Not very good. Not very good at all. I don't know what the hell they're doing wrong down there. Why can't you grow an apple that tastes like an apple? Anyways, they can go back and pick their own damn food. They can go back to their countries and work hard. Anyways, yeah. They're going to downplay it. They're going to pretend like, oh, look at this. You're just going after the little old ladies. And no, they're arresting hardcore criminals. Just one more look. Do these guys, let's go ahead and get rid of the comment there, Mr. Uman. I want everyone to see their shoes. Do those look like they're covered in dirt and mud from fields? Do they have dirt from their knees down all over their pants because they've been out there in the fields in the mud, sweating it out, picking strawberries and shit? Or do these look like fucking hood rats? The one guy on the right there, look at him. He's on his fucking phone. The cops should have come over there and taken the fucking phone and slapped it out of his fucking hand. Right? Like it was a bad sandwich. Bam! Don't eat that sandwich. Right? Who's he texting? Who's he calling? Other criminals that could show up with guns and shoot the cops? Not a good move. Not a good fucking move. There's going to come a point. It's going to happen. They're going to get violent. It's going to happen, folks. Okay, Mr. Ooman, I don't know how many questions we got out there. Actually, I do. Holy crap, we got a lot. Okay, let's do it. We got Robin G, a great supporter of the channel, especially on Sunday Night Live on the Zoo. Anyways, yep, she changed her little icon there to a cute little puppy. She says, hey, all, anyone else buying the excuse they dished out about the drones? So President Trump's spokeswoman, she came out and she said the drones were authorized by the U.S. government, by the Biden administration, said that the FAA knew about the drone flights, but they were for research and various other purposes. Now, the Trump administration either doesn't know what the research was and the various other purposes, or they weren't willing to share it. I would like to know exactly what the fuck they're doing and what they're up for. Look, we already surmised they're looking for nukes. They're looking for things that they can track because of the radioactive emissions they give off. No matter how low, there's certain particles that are emitted from radioactive material, from nuclear material. Tell us. Look, there was more panic, more fear, because people didn't know. But I think it's amazing that they told us. They said they'd tell us that, yeah, those were not the enemy. Great. China's not flying fucking balloons and drones over our country. But these drones were coming from the sea, the ocean. Now, if they're testing that kind of shit, great. If you need to launch drones from a fucking submarine or a naval vessel, do it on a military base. West Coast, Camp Pendleton, I believe the largest fucking military base in acreage in the country. You can launch and fly your fucking drones all over the place. Up and over hills, looking around. It's great. Do it at a military base. So then everyone goes, that's the military. Don't fly them over civilian fucking areas. I'm not buying all the bullshit, folks. I don't trust the FAA to tell the truth. I don't trust these organizations to tell the Trump administration the truth. They've already demonstrated they're fucking liars. They lied to us before. They withheld secrets before. The information needs to come out. Please text, write, call, email, comment, carrier pigeon, smoke signal. Demand to know what exactly was the research. What are the other various reasons? Fucking tell us. I believe, yeah, I bet they were government drones. Our own, sure. No problem there. Were they researching how to piss us off? Were they researching how to scare grandma? Seems like it to me. Anyways, Robin G, great. I don't want this, like as Zuman has said, the 72-hour news cycle. All of a sudden, the drones were gone and people forgot about them. I didn't. It's just there's so many things out there that we need to keep remembering. We need to keep talking about. And by the way, for the people that continue to show up throughout the show and show up later, be sure and rewind and start at the beginning because we covered some awesome details. There's some incredible details out there of what's going on. I mean, these fucking Democrats, they're trashing political figures for who they've met. Like Tulsi Gabbard, she met with Bashar al-Assad at one point, who has now been deposed, thrown out of Syria. He's the leader of Syria, and went to Russia for protection. But other Democrats met with Bashar al-Assad and Senator John McCain. I'm sure he's turning on a spit in hell. He's dead now. Senator McCain, he was appearing in photographs with terrorists over in Syria. He was supporting and funding terrorism. You think he was there handing out fucking sandwiches? I'm with the UN and I'm handing out... No, he's handing out fucking money. He was posing with terrorists who in other pictures were posing with children that they were torturing in cages. These fucking Democrats are a bunch of lying sacks of shit. Senator Ron Wyden lied about RFK, so RFK let him have it. Just incredible. They're really going after RFK. It comes down to votes. Every Democrat is going to vote against him. It doesn't fucking matter. Right? He could have cured cancer, and they'd still say, we can't trust the man. Right? And by the way, senators in the United States Senate, they have been put on notice by a woman you've never heard of. Never heard of her. Nicole Shanahan. She's a billionaire. I've never heard of her. But she says that you vote for RFK Jr. or I will, quote, personally fund, end quote, primary challenges to these senates. That's fucking great. Every senator that wants to vote against RFK Jr. is going to have a hard time getting re-elected. That is fucking delicious. All right, I'm sorry to step away from your guys' comments. I just don't want all this stuff to go away. Ooman. Ooman says, I can't believe all the objections the Democrats and, of course, also the rhino Republicans like McConnell and Light and the Loafers, Lindsey Graham. He says, I can't believe all the objections they have to RFK Jr.'s qualifications. After having no objections, none at all. Zip, zero, nada, niente, nine. After having none to that fat cross-dressing fruitcake in there for the last 4 years. I hope that I read that correctly. Fat cross-dressing fruitcake. Yep, got it. Yeah, the other Health and Human Services leader, the morbidly obese, mentally disabled, deranged, disordered, maybe that's the best word, disordered, and sick. That son of a bitch, that fake woman, wanted to put more support out there for transgendering kids. No objections there from the Democrats. That's just fine with us. We want kids to mutilate themselves and cut off their genitals. There's going to be some problems coming with that, folks. Not only is it illegal to do so, Trump is going after it, folks. Oh, there's going to be trouble because there is absolutely no evidence it does any good. And kids, never mind, I'm going to get off this fucking horse. You guys know how I think about this. Kids are not able to make decisions for themselves, but they're saying parents can't stop them. Well, then who's making the fucking decision for them? The government? Yeah, you can trust the government. Okay, well, man, where's we going next? We got Diving Frog checking in. Hey, man. And he says, hey, John, I haven't heard a peep out of the rainbow community. A couple of moans and groans here and there. Think they're starting to get the message? We don't want this shit around us? Yeah. Now, here's the deal. They are going on TikTok. They are going on Facebook. They're going on YouTube. And they're going on X. And if they go on TikTok, people are everywhere they go, they put out a video. People save it, download it, and then they put it on X for the rest of us to find. Libs of TikTok is an amazing place. And they are still losing their minds. They're crying. One man who thinks he's a woman, who looks like a freak, was on there very upset that government forms no longer have a box except for men and women or male and female. You know what they ought to put? XX or XY chromosomes. They should put woman XX, male XY chromosomes. And they're mad that there's not another box, an alternative they can check. Well, your gender isn't an alternative. You may have an alternative brain, but that don't count. Anyways, yeah, they're getting the message. And I'm sure the next one that commits suicide or that's just going to blame Trump and blame you. They're going to blame Trump. Oh, you bet they are. They're going to blame Trumpinator. They're going to blame Trump. They really are. But literally, folks, the horse's ass award for the day does go to Senator Elizabeth Warren for being a complete lying, hypocritical piece of shit, taking $5 million from Big Pharma in her career. And then, of course, saying she doesn't want RFK Jr. to be the Health and Human Services Director to help protect children and adults from all the poisons and toxins they put in our medicines and our food and our water, like all the fluoride. Yeah, it's so good for your brain. No, it's not. All right, we're doing great today, folks. Thumbs up, heart, share, like, repost this channel, this video, everywhere you can. Send it to friends, family, loved ones. This is the only way we can win. Be a political activist. Write, call, cancel. Ooh, man, if you want to throw those addresses back up on the board here. This is what we're doing, folks. Be a prepper. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, your plan. When things get dicey, crazy, screwy, and it can happen. It can. If you could put up the addresses for the Senate, Congress, if you've still got it. There it is. Wow, man's on it. Here's the deal, folks. They're losing traction, the Democrats. They're not getting their way. No one is paying attention to Hollyweird. No one is paying attention to mainstream media. Jim Acosta of CNN is gone. Literally gone. He's gone. No one's listening to them. And if these illegals leave and get kicked out, and these terrorists start getting kicked out for being anti-American, burning flags, and basically being a disruptive bunch of pieces of shit, I don't think we should be educating pieces of shit and allowing them in our country. Now, if they take away all their funding, that $3 trillion that the government steals from me and you, and they call it, well, your civic duty to give us your money. Fuck you, government. 30% of what we all pay goes out the door, out the fucking window. They lose that money. They lose their power. We need Kash Patel. We need Pam Bondi in there. I want to see lawyers leaving, carrying a cardboard box full of their shit and just getting thrown out of the... They're going to pull a false flag, in my opinion. It is going to come. They blew it. They cannot start World War III. In fact, Europe is now saying that they're going to arm and defend and support Greenland against the United States of America. I know Greenland has got some strategic stuff to do with missile defense potentials in the future, some strategic minerals, sure, in the future. But, Soviet Russia, it's not even Soviet Russia. It's just regular Russia these days. I don't think Russia is going to launch nuclear weapons at us. But, they need to protect Greenland from the United States of America. I think there's 10,000 people that live there, or maybe it's 40,000. It's not very many that live in Greenland. Jesus. Good stuff. What is that, man? 5,000. 50,000. 500,000? 50,000. 50,000. 50,000 people live in Greenland. We got 50,000 people in, well, I can't even remember the name of the county. In, Shasta County, California. Anyways, let us continue if we shall. We got 10 minutes left in the show. And Orlando checks in. Once again, Orlando, you have helped America. Yes, you have. You've helped America. And I want to put this up one more time. This is the Orlando, guys. This is who gets all the credit for this. The Report Illegal Aliens. Orlando sent that to me. It's the law. Report them. 1-888-DHS-2-ICE 888-347-2423. You see someone that, get rid of them. Help the government. I'll help the government get rid of these people. You bet. So Orlando says, people, decide what kind of life you want and say no to everything that isn't that. I say it to my girls, but applies to everyone politically as well. Yeah. Just this is a great point, Orlando, and it's a great activist point. Decide what you want. Do you want a free America, or do you want to do as you're told by the government? Do you want to live in fear, or do you want to live free? Decide. And as soon as you decide, take action. If you want all that crap from the government, stop talking to them. They'll do it on their own. If you want freedom and liberty, you've got to decide that that's what you want, freedom and liberty, and then take action. I'm glad that you're bringing your girls up right, man. That is excellent. Excellent. We all need to bring up our brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, friends also. A lot of them still need a little education, if you know what I mean. Thanks, Orlando. You are the man. Uman, who's up next? Mikey G, he says the drones, the fog, the balloons, and the bug. What have they got in common? Gina, Satan, maybe? Could it be Satan? Yeah, the drones, I believe they're U.S. government. The balloons that were flying over, Biden ended up shooting them down, using the military to shoot them down, but not until they were over the ocean. Now, if I remember correctly, there were drone-ish type aerial vehicles over the Great Lakes, and the military shot missiles at them and missed. And we heard that, well, the military also was trying to track these drones over Jersey, and they would disappear. They couldn't find them on radar. They couldn't track them. Once again, if the military is going to test stealth, test it in Area fucking 51 or over a military base. And speaking of military bases, Fort Bragg is Fort Bragg. And I believe Fort Benning is now Fort Benning again. Pete Hegseth and President Trump have said enough of this bullshit. They need to put the statues and memorials to Southern Confederate generals back up. All of these memorials were to remind us of who we are, where we came from, why those people were important. You know what? I think they ought to leave one of the George Floyd statues up to memorialize what a piece of shit he was and how the Democrats tried making him into a savior figure when in fact he was a multiple felon who stuck a gun to a pregnant woman's belly during a home invasion robbery to steal her car in a carjacking. And that was just one of his crime sprees. When he was arrested, he resisted arrest. He couldn't breathe before the police even tried arresting him because he was on so much fucking fentanyl. He was having pulmonary breathing issues, trying to pass counterfeit money, a federal crime. We need to leave his memorial up so everyone remembers exactly what a piece of shit he was. What a day, folks. What a fucking day. What a week. What a year. And thank you for all you guys do. Your support of this channel through Venmo, CashApp, PayPal. It should be in the description down below on the YouTube style channels and also on X underneath the picture on the main page, the main Prepared Mind page. There's a little money symbol. You guys have been just trickling in the dollars here and there, and it's paying the bills. Thank you, and thank you again. Ooh, man, who's up next? We've got Redneck, Roughneck. He is an active man on here. You know what? I want you out there, drill, baby, drill. We need to get your redneck ass back out there. He says the Democrats say, trust the science to get you the Jim Jones juice. Whoosh, whoosh. But when it comes to deciding if you're a man or a woman, apparently there's no science. Oh, no, we don't need science for that. It's a social construct. You can decide who you want to be. Isn't that funny? Well, you know what? I don't believe there's psychological science that people can decide for themselves what gender they are, even children. And I don't believe they're medical science. In fact, I believe the National Institutes of Health, the NIH, has had its communications and its hiring and everything shut down. They've been told to stand down. You're done. Oh, by the way, did you know that Dr. Anthony Fauci, Dr. Mengele Fauci, his wife is a big pharma decision maker? She makes the decisions for big pharma and for the government on what is and isn't safe. Yeah, no conflict of interest there. These fucking people, folks. It's not about you. It's not about your health. It's about their agenda and their pocketbooks, how wealthy they can be at our expense. They're eugenicists. They're anti-human. And remember, the Democrats, folks, and the Rhino Republicans, the Democrats and Rhino Republicans belong to a cult of death. Death to our country, death to the Constitution, death to the people. They poison us with medicines. They poison us with food. They poison us with water. This fog out there, this chemical fog that people have complained about. In my part of Florida today, we had fog. I'm like, what the fuck do we have fog here for? We've only had fog like twice in the last 4 years since I've gotten to the South. All of a sudden there's a fog and I sniffed. I didn't smell any chemicals. Maybe it's a legitimate fog. But yeah, it's in fucking Sacramento. It's not Sacramento. Shouldn't be having fog here. Yeah, don't trust their science. We're going to have trouble, folks. They're going to try and kill us. They are a cult of death. Abortions, continuous wars, impoverishing the nation, stealing our wealth. $3 trillion a year gets sent out in grants, which means giveaway, and loans, which means they don't have to pay them back because they're federal government loans. All right, man, what else have we got? We're running out of time, but I know we got important stuff. And Badass Diving Frog says, John, I saw where Big Marge, and Big Marge is Margaret Taylor Greene, Republican representative. She is now Big Marge again. He says, John, I saw where Big Marge voted against Schmuckerberg and his Meta. That's Zark Muckerberg and Facebook. She voted against him, then quietly buys its stock. Fuck these people. Who are they representing, us or their front pockets? Well, this sounds like a back pocket move. I would like to see confirmation of that. Because if Representative Taylor Greene did that, then she needs to be outed on the Rhino website for making money off of these people. I get it. Hey, invest where you want, right? I'm glad she voted against him, but she's investing money. I mean, you can invest money. You know, I don't invest money in big pharmacy because it's against my moral foundation and it's against my pocketbook. I don't have money to invest in that shit. Or Coca-Cola, or Dick's Sporting Goods, or Budweiser beer. I don't have money to give them. Or Jaguar, a.k.a. Faguar. Right? Yeah, this pisses me off, though, that she's willing to invest money in a little weaselly, Democrat, anti-American supporting piece of shit company that censored and silenced Americans. I think Americans should dump Facebook and Meta and Zark Muckerberg. I don't like the fact that anyone invests in it. And Big Marge, if she's done that, I know. What do you do, right? What do you do? What can you do, folks? I'll tell you what you can do. Write her and ask her, did you invest in a company that censors and silences American opinion? Did you invest in a company whose founder spent $500 million to fight against Trump in 2020 and contributed to election fraud? Ask her. Are you investing money so Zuckerberg can fuck us in the ass, in other words? I hate to be crude, folks, but it's a very crude, dangerous world. And I want you to be prepared for everything, because the lights could kick off. The banks could be shut down with a cyber attack. We could end up with terrorism. Are you prepared for anything? Be prepared up here first and foremost. And then food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, and means of self-defense with that plan. Godspeed, Semper Fi. And I'll be back 0:30 tomorrow. Unless, well, I'm going to a remote area. We'll see if I can even get signal getting out. But come hell or high water, you're going to get some 0 dark, darn it. Semper Fi. I'll see you guys soon.